Felix returns to Benfica, new team for Robert Lewandowski. De Bruyne is going to Saudi Arabia, and he's not the only one. Transfer bomb from PSG. Kvaratskhelia stays in Napoli. We are talking about this and much more today. This is a hot selection of the most interesting football news. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and like this video to get more news about our favorite game. Your support is very important to us. Let's get started. Hansi Flick talked about the transfer campaign, his team, and which player they need to sign. I have a very good relationship with Deco. He works excellently, and I'm glad about it. We want to make the team better in quality. For me, that's the main thing. When I see our players, including the young ones, sometimes I think we need a player who can win matches. But we also have good young players that we need to help grow here. This is our job and part of Barca's philosophy. Can this be seen as a jab at Robert Lewandowski? After all, he was brought in for these tasks, to win matches. Throughout the season, the press has written that the Pole might leave the team, allegedly having offers from MLS, Saudi Arabia, and even from Atletico Madrid. With Alvaro Morata leaving the team, this becomes even more relevant. Robert himself does not comment on the situation. Only his agent occasionally speaks on this matter. This is nonsense, false news. Lewandowski will stay at Barca 100%, quotes Zahavi, reported by journalists, including Fabrizio Romano. However, the news background tells us something completely different. Although we can understand Lewandowski, Barcelona is, most likely, the last big club in his career, and he is in no hurry to leave. It is important to add that the salary of $32 million per season he is currently receiving will not be paid to him anywhere else. By the way, Lewandowski's salary is higher than Kylian Mbappe's. True, the Frenchman compensates for this with large bonuses. But if you take the bare numbers, the Pole earns more. This, of course, is not good for Barcelona and its payroll. The club is currently working on the transfer of several players. It seems Nico Williams is about to join the team. There is also much talk about Dani Olmo. All these guys need to be paid, and it is important to note that all of them are attacking players. Lewandowski is undoubtedly one of the best forwards of our time, but it must be admitted that his time has passed. Now he is simply finishing his football career, and from an economic point of view, it is better for Barcelona to part with him right now. Benfica's president Rui Costa made a couple of striking statements regarding the future of his team, its stars, and the players they plan to acquire. In this case, the word return is much more appropriate. So first of all, they confirmed that Joao Neves could move to PSG. Yes, we have an offer for Joao. We are already discussing the transfer fee. I never said Joao would only leave for 120 million euros. Previously, it was reported that Benfica wouldn't part with their player for less than 120 million, but now Costa refutes this information. So it is possible that PSG will get this guy cheaper, maybe even much cheaper, because paying 120 million, let's not be afraid to say, for a pig in a poke is quite risky. Yes, without a doubt, Neves is an interesting and talented player, but financial risks cannot be ignored. And here is an example of these very risks and Portuguese pigs in a poke. Costa confirmed that another Joao could return to the team, this time referring to Joao Felix. Not only did Di Maria return to Benfica, we also brought back Goncalo Guedes. We want to invite good players, and if they are familiar with our club and Portuguese football, it's only a plus. However, when certain names come up, these are speculations that occur during the transfer campaign. Negotiations are ongoing, so they should not be discussed publicly. Openness in this case is not a helper, said Rui Costa. We want to remind you that Atletico Madrid signed Felix for almost 120 million euros. He is still one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive, transfers in La Liga. Here we need to delve into financing, its details. But that's not so important. They fell for all this promise and paid a fortune for him, but in reality, now he is worth only 30 million, although for Benfica this is good business. And you know, we wouldn't be surprised if he blossoms here again. There will be much less pressure on him here, so to speak, familiar surroundings, and from a financial point of view, the team has only gained. But in any case, you have to be very careful with players from the Portuguese league. Recently, they have been producing bright stars no less than the Brazilians, but unfortunately, they also tend to burn out quickly, and you To not miss anything right now, subscribe to our channel and be sure to click on the bell. Then you will definitely be aware of all the news from all corners of the football universe. And while you are doing all these actions, we will continue. Inter president Giuseppe Marotta stated that the club has finally re-signed a contract with Lautaro Martinez. Lautaro Martinez has signed a new contract with the club. Everything is ready. It will be officially announced in the coming weeks, Marotta told Sky Sports. The new contract for the player will be until 2029, with a salary of $9 million per season. Bonuses are also included in the contract. What stories are being kept quiet? Recently, Martinez has been frequently discussed in the media. Allegedly, his contract is still unsigned, and he wants to earn a lot, which Inter is not agreeing to. Therefore, his departure from the team could not be ruled out. But now, it seems, a conclusion has been reached. Of course, a new contract does not 100% guarantee that the Argentine will stay. Sometimes clubs do this just to raise the player's price and then sell him for the highest possible amount. But it seems to us that this is not the case now. The case that might be similar is the story of Kvaratskhelia. According to Corriere dello Sport, Kvaratskhelia is ready to re-sign a contract with Napoli for 5 seasons with a salary of $7 million each. However, the player himself wants to earn at least $8 million annually, but this is, let's say, a solvable issue. It's strange that after a series of statements from his agent and his father that Kvaratskhelia wants to leave the team, he is now ready to stay. The reasons for his departure, which were announced then, have not changed. Kvaratskelia's agent stated that his client intends to play in a team participating in the Champions League, and Napoli has not and does not participate in this tournament. His father expressed concern that the club changes coaches like gloves and such a team should be left. Of course, time passes, everything changes, and the opinions of Kvaratskhelia's father and his agent could also change. As we like to say, football can surprise. Well, let's hope Kvaratskhelia doesn't fall into the same transfer trap as Osimhen. Now, he will re-sign the contract. They will set a release clause of about $140 million, and that's it. By the way, based on the current news, PSG is still interested in buying him, but they are not ready to pay more than $100 million. In general, the transfer saga of Kvaratskhelia continues, so we will keep an eye on it. Honorary president of Bayern Munich, Uli Hoeneß, made a number of important statements. First, he commented on the financial situation of the team. Bayern doesn't have a single extra penny, so as they say, to buy something necessary, you first need to sell something unnecessary. Speaking of the unnecessary, Hoeneß confirmed that Matthijs de Ligt might move to Manchester United. It is quite possible that the defender will leave. He is Dutch. The Manchester United coach is Dutch. I won't have any problems if he stays. Personally, I wouldn't sell Upamecano. This summer, it has been said more than once that de Ligt will leave Bayern. And now this is confirmed at the highest level. However, in my opinion, the purchase is quite questionable. Not that Matthijs is a bad defender, it's just that recently he has been a frequent guest in the infirmary, and this imposes certain risks. Moreover, as we know, the Premier League is a contact league, so there are questions. So the determining factor here, of course, should be the price. Earlier, the press wrote that Bayern wants to get about $80 million for their player. He was bought for about the same amount. Right now, on the Transfermarkt portal, de Ligt is valued at $65 million. And I must say he is slowly but surely falling in price. Just recently, he was worth $10 million more. In general, Bayern is extremely picky when it comes to parting with their players. The team always manages to do it in time, and this alone should alert Manchester United. Hoeneß also talked about the new contract for Alphonso Davies. We made it very clear to him that we would let the contract expire if he does not extend it. He won't get more money, said Uli Hoeneß. Davies is ready to stay at Bayern only if the club agrees to seriously raise his salary. But, judging by the situation, he won't see that. Although, of course, Bayern will probably offer him some raise. As for his transfer to Real Madrid, it's still up in the air. Sometimes they need him, sometimes they don't. However, this situation is only beneficial for Real Madrid. They can absolutely survive a year without Davies. And next season, Real Madrid will be able to get him for free. Perhaps this is what they are counting on. And now we move on to the next block of news. Don't switch, there's a lot of interesting stuff ahead. Aston Villa midfielder Moussa Diaby is on the verge of transferring to Al Ittihad, according to Fabrizio Romano. So it's possible that by the time you watch this video, the club has already announced it officially. Villa will earn 60 million euros for their player. Additionally, various bonuses will be included in the deal. However, the specifics of these bonuses have not been disclosed, although this is not crucial. Right now, on the Transfermarkt portal, this player is valued at 55 million euros. Diaby himself will sign a 5-year contract, and the financial details are also unknown, although here we would be curious. After all, the Sheikhs know how to surprise in such matters. Besides Diaby, Kevin De Bruyne is also set to move to Al Ittihad. Yes, you heard that right, Kevin De Bruyne. According to local Manchester media, specifically Manchester Evening News, he has already agreed on personal terms with the club and will move there once his contract with Manchester City expires. Let us remind you that his contract runs until the end of the next season. I still have 1 year left on my contract, so I need to think about what might happen. My oldest son is 8 years old and knows nothing but England. He also asks how long I will play for City. When that moment comes, we will need to act accordingly. At my age, you have to be open to everything. It's about incredible amounts of money during a period that could be the end of my career. Sometimes you need to think about that. If I play in Saudi Arabia for a couple of years, I can earn an incredible amount of money. Previously, you had to play football for 15 years and you still couldn't achieve that. This is a recent comment from Kevin about a possible move to the Saudi Pro League, where he is seriously considering it. As they say, he is not the first and not the last. De Bruyne has had a great career, and if it weren't for the injury, it could have been even better. But we have what we have. So he has earned the right to make money for a comfortable football retirement. We don't always understand why young players go to this league. Well, we do understand, but still, and for such distinguished veterans as De Bruyne, it's a great opportunity to extend their careers and earn good money. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video, and be sure to watch our previous video. It just appeared before your eyes right now. See you. Good luck to everyone. Goodbye.